Benjamin Netanyahu's plan to invade Gaza City has sent shockwaves through Israel, the region, and much of the international community. This is not just another military operation. It comes at a moment when Netanyahu is already under intense legal and political pressure, facing both a corruption trial at home and an arrest warrant from the International Criminal Court for alleged war crimes. He is the first sitting leader of a Western-backed democracy to face such charges, and every decision he makes now is being scrutinized through both a political and a legal lens. The official line from his office is that this operation is aimed at dismantling Hamas's remaining strongholds and freeing hostages still held in Gaza, but the context is critical. For months, Israel has been rocked by protests over Netanyahu's judicial overhaul and his broader clash with the Supreme Court. Critics say he is weakening democratic institutions to shield himself from accountability. The war in Gaza has only deepened those divisions, with some accusing him of using the conflict to distract from his legal troubles. Inside Israel's government, this Gaza City plan exposed a serious rift. Military leaders, including the IDF chief of staff, warned that a full occupation of Gaza could draw Israel into years of costly urban warfare. The compromise now on the table focuses on taking Gaza City while pushing most of the civilian population into a much smaller area in the south. Even so, humanitarian groups and the United Nations warned that this could forcibly displace hundreds of thousands more people, worsening what they already call a catastrophic situation. On the ground, airstrikes have intensified in and around Gaza City. Some of the heaviest bombing in weeks has been reported in the eastern neighborhoods. Among the dead are journalists covering the war, adding to growing concerns about press freedom and the safety of civilians. The UN has sounded the alarm about food shortages, a collapsing health system, and the destruction of essential infrastructure. Several foreign governments have condemned the plan outright. France's President Emmanuel Macron has warned it will lead to perpetual war. Germany has halted certain arms exports to Israel. Australia and other nations are openly reconsidering their stance on Palestinian statehood. Meanwhile, in Israel itself, the debate is fierce. Families of the hostages are demanding negotiations instead of escalation, fearing that a ground invasion into Gaza City could endanger their loved ones. Opposition politicians argue that Netanyahu is prioritizing his political survival over Israel's long-term security and democratic stability. The protests against his judicial reforms have gained new momentum, with demonstrators calling this latest plan a dangerous power grab. This is not the first time Netanyahu has faced serious controversy. His political career has been shaped by corruption allegations, bitter elections, and polarizing policies. But this combination of legal jeopardy, domestic unrest, and high-stakes military action may be the most volatile moment yet. The outcome of this Gaza City operation could determine not only the direction of the war, but also the future of Israeli politics, the credibility of its institutions, and its relationships with key allies. For now, the situation remains highly fluid. The Israeli military is preparing for a major push. Humanitarian agencies are bracing for an even greater crisis, and political analysts are warning of long-term consequences for democracy and stability in the region. What happens in the coming weeks could reshape the Middle East for years to come. I want to hear your thoughts. Does Netanyahu's plan represent a necessary step towards security, or is it a political gamble with irreversible costs? Share your perspective in the comments, and if you want clear, fact-checked reporting on events like this every day, make sure you subscribe and stay informed.